Hey guys, what's up? So today we'll be discussing the Bulls Thunder trade and who truly was the winner from this transaction. So lately a lot of people have been telling me like, man, the Bulls just got robbed. I'm like, wow, are you sure about that? Me being the optimistic person that I am, of course I gotta go ahead and give you guys some of the reasons why I think that the Bulls did come out on top from this trade. I have 6 reasons, guys, so sit tight and enjoy, and hopefully you guys will feel better about GarPax by the end of this video. So the first reason why is we have to look at the pieces that we're giving up first. So first and foremost, we're gonna look at Taj Gibson. What Bulls fan does not love this man? He literally embodies what the Bulls are all about. He literally was the perfect fit to go on with Tom Thibodeau. This man literally gave his heart and soul to the Bulls, just like so many of the other players that have played here in the past. And he truly was that last piece of our Bulls like grindhouse mentality. I mean, Jimmy, don't get me wrong, Jimmy still has some of that mentality, but Taj is literally the embodiment of that. Hard hat, lunch pail, always punching the clock. That's Taj for you. We're losing a really solid defender, guy who can go and get you some points down low, and you getting a guy who's consistent. Night in, night out, he'll do what needs to be done, no complaints. That's just the demeanor he has, you know, picked late in the draft, and he just like made the best of his opportunity. However, as much as we love Taj, we can't deny some facts. I mean, Taj is 31 years old, and he's gonna be an unrestricted free agent. As we all know, under this new CBA, people are gonna be demanding a lot of money in the open market. And you know, Taj himself, he could go ahead and get himself a pretty solid contract out there. And is that something the Bulls really should be committing to? Would you really wanna pay a 31-year-old who's possibly gonna be on the decline within a year or two big money? I mean, I don't know how much Taj is gonna be commanding out there, but say he's getting like 15 million. I mean, that's reasonable nowadays, right? 15 million. I mean, look how much Joe got paid. Looking at broke down Joakim Noah, and he signed what, 4 years, 72 mil, somewhere in that neighborhood. So I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if Taj got himself a pretty nice contract too. So we'll see. The second reason I have is we also have to look at Doug McDermott, the second piece we gave up in the trade. So we all had such high hopes for Dougie, and I mean, what type of person does not love Dougie McBuckets, Dougie McFresh? I mean, the dude just has like the perfect name just to be a cold NBA player. He's like someone you'd create on 2K almost. I mean, sneaky hops. This man is literally sneaky hops. But anyway, I think the Bulls really gave it their all with Doug. We gave him time to develop. He had nothing but opportunities in our system, given that we're in desperate need of wing scoring and three-point shooting. And that's exactly what he was supposed to be providing for us. And I mean, he could have been a starter if he would have taken advantage of this opportunity. Granted, he's had injuries, and that's another thing to factor in. The man has had a knee injury before, and that's not something that should be overlooked here. Doug is still young. He's only 25 years old. However, I think that the Bulls, you know, they realize, you know, we have a lot of sunken costs in him. They're like, you know, let's just go ahead and move on from him before having to, again, re-sign him, because he'll be a restricted free agent pretty soon and have to sign him to more money. I don't know if the Bulls are willing to commit to him long term. A lot of people are saying, you know, we're giving up a guy who has a lot of potential, valuable guy. I mean, just because he was picked as high as he was does not mean he's all that valuable. Just because you're that dynamic in college, I mean, we all loved him at Creighton, does not mean that that's going to eventually translate to the NBA. I mean, I personally hope that one day he can develop into that type of like JJ Redick, like Kyle Korver type guy. But personally, I thought he had the potential to be better than that. I mean, he can slash, he's pretty athletic, sneaky hops. So we'll see. I'll definitely miss Dougie on the team, and I'm wishing him and Taj all the best. The third reason why I think the Bulls came out on top on this trade was Cameron Payne. Now, Cam Payne is a guy who has a lot of potential and who has never had the chance to display his talents. I personally think Cam Payne can develop into a pretty solid point guard for the Bulls, and perhaps maybe move into the starting role maybe next season once he gets his feet wet with Hoiberg. But hey, you never know. With Hoiberg, he might be starting like next week. I mean, this man literally shuffles guards in and out of the lineup. But we're looking for that stability, that guy who's a rock, someone we can build around Jimmy for the future. Now, the key is if Cam Payne can step in and start hitting those jump shots, if he can be a three-point threat, that'll literally add another dimension to our team. A lot of people have been saying, you know, he's not the best shooter, he's had a bad shooting season, but hey, he came off of a foot injury, which does concern me. He never got a chance to really get his rhythm back, and playing behind a dude who, like Russell Westbrook, who's averaging a triple-double right now, I mean, he's gonna be in the game like almost the whole entire time. So that's another thing to factor in. He literally just hasn't had a chance to develop. And the Thunder officials were even saying themselves, you know, I mean, that's the biggest loss. They think the Bulls actually won the trade because Cam Payne has such a bright future. So we'll see. The fourth reason that I have is that guy named Joffrey Laverne. And now everyone's probably wondering, who is this guy? I mean, we know he played for Denver and obviously just played for OKC. But again, this is another guy. He came from Paris. He's a versatile big who's really talented. I mean, he can shoot the ball. He has moves down low. Granted, he needs to work on his defense. He's not a defensive player, but he works hard. Like, he's an aggressive guy. He's gonna go out there, get you some points, get you some rebounds, and he'll go out there and hustle. I'm not really sure about the upside of this guy because, again, we haven't really seen much of him out there. I mean, especially being a Bulls fan, I mean, I don't really get the chance to check him out. From what I've seen of him, the guy is very skilled. He's very talented. He's only 25 years old as well, so you never know with that. That's untapped potential. And with the Bulls, you know, we're really lacking that perimeter threat still, so that's another guy who can stretch the floor for us. I mean, we have Bobby Portis out there, and BP can definitely knock down some threes. Shoot, I think even Cristiano Felicio could probably hit a few threes, but this is a guy who's legitimate threat from out there. You really have to respect him when he's on the floor. So the fifth reason that I have for you guys today that we'll be discussing is Anthony Morrow. Even though Anthony Morrow hasn't really been shooting the ball as well as everyone expected him to as of late, he's still a threat from out there. Whenever you see Anthony Morrow in the corner or spotted up from behind the arc, you gotta respect that. I mean, the guy has a reputation as a three-point shooter, and he's a solid veteran. You know what you're getting with him. When picking up Anthony Morrow, I mean, the Bulls management just figured, you know, just throw another guy in who can shoot the ball, and hey, I mean, he can be that guy to just fill in a rotation. I'd much rather have him like spotting up out there than say like BP. Like, Bobby Portis is always spotting up behind the three-point line when he should be down low. I think that was a solid pickup. I mean, right now his three-point percentage is a little down, but I'm expecting it to go back up, so we'll see how that's going. The final reason I have for you guys today for why this was a successful trade for the Bulls, this literally gives us, the Bulls players, an opportunity to play more. With Taj gone, that was a starting player eating up probably about 30 minutes a game. You had Doug eating up probably about 20 minutes a game. So with those two guys out of the rotation, now we can expect to see more playing time for Bobby Portis, Cristiano Felicio, Nico, Denzel Valentine, Paul Zipser maybe, just some more guys out there, some more bodies. And this could be great for their development. I personally think that these players that we have a pretty decent amount of potential. I think Bobby Portis can definitely be a serviceable big one day in this league. A starter, we'll see. We don't really know what we have with him yet. Felicio, he's definitely a pretty good prospect himself. I mean, he's athletic big. He really has a high motor. I mean, he can kind of shoot the ball, so he's a pretty good player. He's always running the floor. I like him. Nico, I don't know about Nico. I mean, again, this is one of those guys we thought would just come in the league and just tear it up, but who knows? Maybe he just needs a little extra minutes, some more time to develop, get that confidence back. Denzel Valentine, the Bulls management had very high expectations for him. Everyone thought that, you know, he could be an impact player right away. Thought he'd be that Draymond Green type of player, honestly. I mean, that's just Michigan State. Who knows what he'll develop into? I mean, I would love if he could develop into someone like Draymond Green at like the guard position. That would be dope. Just to give you guys some extra thoughts on the trade, I personally think that this trade won't be super beneficial for the Bulls, obviously in the short run. I mean, we're losing Taj Gibson, who's a very valuable starter in this league, and McDermott, who also was rather established, and we're getting some more like raw players out of the deal. And I think this could be good to shake up the Bulls like chemistry in the locker room. It's tough to say because Taj already was such a glue guy in himself, so it wasn't like he was going to be ruining any chemistry, but it's just nice sometimes to mix things up when things aren't going well. And so far, you know, we've won 2 games, and then we just lost to the Nuggets, which always perplexes me how we can play so terrible after playing such a good team so well. I think this is a deal that GarPax were looking at in the long run. As we all know, the Bulls have been trying to get the roster more youthful, and this was definitely a push towards that, and I can't fault them for the trade. All I can hope is that whatever they're planning will work out for them, and that some of these younger guys will actually step up and make that next step in development. Who knows, maybe the Bulls are just trying to tank and dig deeper in that lottery, but with Jimmy G buckets and D-Wade and Rondo playing well as of late, I don't think we'll be slipping that far. At least, let's hope not. Only time will tell. So thanks everyone for watching. I hope you really enjoyed the video. If you want to talk about anything else that has to do with the trade, just let me know. If you have anything else that you'd like me to discuss with you guys, I'm more than happy to do so. Go ahead and like and subscribe and leave a comment. Let me know what you think. And until then, guys, thanks for watching. It's been a pleasure.